Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. Today I'm going to be doing my very own open tag. Now, for those who don't know, I'm not very good with them either, but I believe an open tag is where you make a video and you basically give everyone a challenge. You give them a challenge, you make your own answer to said challenge, and then you can encourage them to either do a video of their own or just simply tell you in the comments what their answers would be. Now, for those who are aware, I recently made a response video to an open tag by Patty's Potato Peelers. And I decided, I might as well try one of these for myself. So, for anyone watching this, you can either respond in the comments or make your very own separate video. It is entirely up to you. In fact, you don't even have to participate. You could just watch the video just to see some interesting knives. It's up to you. In the meantime, what's this particular open tag? Well, this is going to be, for anyone in the knife world, 5 knives that I would bring virtually anywhere. Now, there are some conditions to this, because this might be almost too difficult of a video for a lot of people to make, because there are lots of choices, and depending on who you are, where you live, anything could be acceptable to bring anywhere. So, to some people, a buck 119 might be an appropriate knife to bring with them to the local diner. It depends entirely on where you live. But I'm going to be going for a bit more of a diverse cultural point of view, if you will. By that I mean, all the knives I've selected should be legal and acceptable in almost every country. Again, I am not a lawyer. I'm just a random person who likes knives. So do not assume that what I say is somehow law, and that if I say a knife is legal, it does not mean it's legal everywhere. It just means it's legal where I live, and that's in Canada. So, in the meantime, here are the conditions for the open tag. The first condition is that the knife cannot have a lock of any kind. So lockback, liner lock, frame lock, compression lock. It can't be a locking knife whatsoever. That's the first condition. The second condition is it can't be from the same brand as another choice. So out of the 5 knives I have here, none of them are from the same brand. This is a Case, this is a Hiko no Kami, this is an Ottermesser, this is an Arthur Wright & Son, and this is an Open L. So, again, you don't see any knives that are also from the same brand as another knife. They're all different. That's the second condition. That's very important. And the third condition, this one isn't necessary, but for those who feel challenged, you can do this as well. Make every knife be from a different country of origin. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't have many knives and they probably couldn't do this. But challenge yourself to make every knife be from a different part of the world. This one is from Japan. This one's from the USA. This one's from Germany, England, and France. So you don't have to take part in that particular challenge. It's entirely up to you. But if you feel challenged, go the extra mile and make sure every knife is from a different country. I'd be very curious to see I'm curious to see what knives are out there and what people enjoy carrying. So if you want to take part in that particular challenge as well, you may do so. If not, that's totally fine. But make sure they're not from the same brand. That is one thing you do have to keep in mind. So aside from no locks, no knives from the same company, and if you want, make every knife be from a different country, there is one last condition. This might tick a lot of people off. No fixed blades allowed. This is strictly for folding knives. No fixed blades here. So, I don't know about you, but a fixed blade is technically it's a more sturdy knife than a lockback even. And because of that, you'd kind of assume that most people would be a bit more afraid of fixed blades, even something as small as a Mora Eldris or a Helenying, a lot of people would view that as something that would be a bit more of a weapon than, say, a buck 502, sorry, 501. So again, I know you can perfectly well carry a small fixed blade with you and no one can bat an eyelash, but let's just keep it to folders, because some people don't view fixed blades as an everyday carry. They view fixed blades as, hunting knives, kitchen knives, survival knives. They don't view them as an everyday carry. Personally, I don't either. So, again, you can disagree with me, but if you want to take part in this open tag, make every knife a folder. So, those are the conditions. Folding knife, no lock whatsoever, different brands, and if you really want, different countries. Those are the 4 conditions. Aside from that, everything else is really fair game. And the 5th condition, I suppose you could say, is it's not as much of a condition, just more of a thing to keep in mind. Use common sense when making your choices, because I understand that to some people, a switchblade is a perfectly fine everyday carry, a butterfly knife, a karambit. But try keeping it small. So this is a knife you'd bring to your friend's house, to your job, to a food court, to a park bench, to a forest trail, to a family reunion, to a wedding, to a funeral. This is something that if you pulled out to cut a thread off of your jacket or peel an apple or maybe whittle a stick, it wouldn't cause people to give you those really uneasy looks. And of course, again, you can't necessarily rely on people, because there are going to be people out there who, when you pull out your little Higo no Kami to peel a pear, they're going to look at you and think that you're the next Jack the Ripper. So you really can't rely on people to sometimes, use common sense. But if it's a knife that if you saw, you'd be totally fine with, and you don't think would pose any threat, then I think that knife should be perfectly fine to include. So, those are my 5 things. Just keep them in mind. No locks, no fixed blades, different companies, if you want, different countries, and the 5th condition, just use common sense. Pick something a bit more friendly, if that makes sense. But in the meantime, enough of me yammering on. I'll post the instructions in the description for those who don't want to waste their time watching the video and you just want to quickly look, maybe make your response. Go into the description. I'll put it there. In the meantime, here are my choices for this particular little open tag. The first is the Opinel number 4. This is a very small knife. As you can see, this really is not going to take up much room in your pocket whatsoever. Beechwood handle. You can see it says number 4. It's got the Opinel logo here. Little nail nick to open. It's a friction folder. No spring, no lock, nothing. Got a nice clip point blade. Very, very thin. These are incredibly good slicers. This is an inox blade. 12C27 Sandvik. Very nice to use. This would make a great apple peeler. Nice thread cutter. Just all of the general little tasks you'd have throughout your day. This will absolutely get you through them. And very lightweight and inexpensive too. Next one is by Ottermesser. This is a pretty scarcely seen knife. This is the Little Doctor, or the Messer Kleiner Doctor. I probably butchered that. If I have any German viewers, I apologize. But you've got green smooth bone handles, or scales, should I say, pins and liners of brass. We've got a nice stop pin in there, also of brass, a nice deep nail nick, and a stainless steel 4034 stainless blade. Not the greatest stainless out there, but not the worst. Rostfrei Solingen. You got the little otter logo right there. And the thing I really like about this knife is it's like a little folding scalpel. You can put your finger under here and get a full 4-finger grip. And the blade itself is very small, the cutting edge. So it's a very friendly looking knife. I mean, if you hold it like this, it'll look a bit longer, but if you use the choil, which also kind kind of aids in the prevention of the blade closing. It's just a really nice knife overall. I really enjoy this, and it's kind of sad that it doesn't really get much attention. So that's my second choice, Ottermesser Little Doctor. My third is the Case Peanut. This is jigged amber peach seed bone, nickel silver bolsters, brass liners and pins, half stops, true sharp surgical steel. This is a clip point blade for the primary blade. Very good at peeling apples and maybe a little bit of wood carving. And a second spear point or pen blade, also equipped with half stops. Made in the USA. Very nice fit and finish on this little one. Very much enjoy carrying it. Next up is probably another, to most people, not very well known piece. This is the Arthur Wright & Son Sheffield Ettrick. This is ebony wood for the scales, brass pins and liners, nickel silver bolsters. Got another nice nail nick. It opens to a very nice, not good focusing, C70 carbon steel Wharncliffe blade. It says a Wright & Son Limited, Sheffield, England. Very nice British-made knife. And the handle itself is very large, even though the blade is very small. You can get a backwards four-finger grip, which is very comfortable. This would make probably the best wood carver among all of these choices. Very strong spring, good action, very much enjoy these. Another relatively inexpensive knife. And finally, the smallest of the bunch, and the simplest too, this is the Higo no Kami number 1. This is a small piece of brass, one piece, with a pin through it. And it's this little notch right here. Well, sorry. This little extended tang. And that if you push on it, you can open up to a very nice Tonto-style carbon steel blade. And the carbon steel on this is very nice. This is blue paper steel, renowned for being very tough and easy to sharpen. And then in this little extended tang, you can put your thumb on to prevent it from closing. And it's very, very efficient. Even though it's small, the blade is relatively thick in comparison to the others. Just a very nice little knife, and it collapses to a very small size as well. You really can't even see the blade. You wouldn't even know this is a knife from afar. And if you're good, you can even flick it open with one hand. But yeah, very inexpensive knife, very good quality, surprisingly, and just very nice steel. But you have to take care of it being carbon. All three of the ones on the top are stainless, and the bottom two are carbon. So there you go. Those are mine. Got an Opinel number 4, Ottermesser Little Doctor, Case Peanut, Higo no Kami number 1, and Arthur Wright & Son Ettrick. Those are my 5 choices. Let me know yours either in the comments, or if you want to go the extra mile, make your very own response video like I did. And yeah, let me know what your choices are. Again, those 5 conditions, just as a quick refresher: no locks, no fixed blades, different countries, use common sense when deciding which knife would be acceptable for almost every environment, and of course, if you want, different countries as well as different brands. So, that is it. That's my open tag. Let me know what you think of it. Leave a like, subscribe if you want, share the video around. This is one case where I really would like you to share, because the more people who see this video, the more responses we'll get, and the more people perhaps will visit my channel, which is going to help me, and with any luck, maybe they'll get something out of it too, because maybe they'll find some videos they'll enjoy watching. So, again, that's my open tag. 5 knives that you would carry anywhere. Yes, except for places where knives are illegal. We know. 5 knives I'd carry anywhere. That's my open tag. Thank you for watching. This has been the Streaming Enderman, as always, signing off. Goodbye.